My mother was friends with a 49er miner who lived down the street, and they used to garden together. He gave this to her personally, and I remember this man. He was very tall, he had a long gray beard, he wore a red plaid shirt or red shirt always with suspenders, and he looked like a miner. I was only maybe 5 when I lived by him. So he did mine these in Sacramento. And he must have found a lot of gold because he had a lot of beautiful things in his house.
Part of what makes it very special is your connection to somebody who actually mined this out of the ground in the California gold rushes. There's a lot of gold miners that went for the California gold rushes. By the time it got into full swing, hundreds of thousands of people came to look for gold, came to find their fortune, and very few of them did. Most of the gold that came from the California finds came up as these little bits of, these little flakes, tiny little flakes, which look almost like dust. Right. And then fewer of them, far fewer of them came up out of the ground as whole pieces, as whole nuggets. Actually, this is pretty interesting because he's got both kinds here. The nuggets themselves are alluvial, and as you find them, there are inclusions of other stones in them. There are inclusions of other metals in them.
Really? I didn't know that.
They have not been polished in any way. They're just as they were found.
Just it.
And he didn't send this out to one of the fancy jewelry places, but he had this made locally. I took a look and I tested the elements. The nuggets are higher carat gold than 18. The bezel on the little glass chamber holding the necklace flakes is gold filled, as is the brooch.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yes, it's gold filled. And then you can see the jeweler has adhered these nuggets on.
Yes.
And one is missing here.
Right.
But he's adhered them on with lead solder, which would be the only way he could do it in those days. Okay. So that's what you have here, just sort of indigenous jewelry.
Really? Oh,
right from the source as you found it. Have you had it appraised?
Never.
It's the California Gold Rush jewelry. It's a big part of our history.
It is.
And I would give this an auction estimate of $1,500 to $2,500.
Oh, you're kidding. I just don't believe that. Well, my mother would be thrilled.